Hello, welcome to Parenting Through Ascension. I know I haven't been on here in a while. It's been quite a life transition the last few months for me. We sold our house, bought an RV, upgraded the truck, and are currently living in the RV with our two youngest children. And it is, everybody's always asking us, what's RV life like? Well, we don't know yet. We've only been doing it not even a month. Wednesday it'll be a month. And it requires a lot of patience, and it's a transition. It is a very different lifestyle than what we're used to. We are in an RV park with laundry and, security, all that jazz. Which we might not always be, but right now we feel very safe where we are. The kids are having a tough time. We've got a teenager who likes to reiterate on a daily basis that he had no say in this and that he did not choose this, and of course he didn't. He's 14. He doesn't get to have a say in it. I don't care what you think of that parenting style. It's my parenting style. They have no choice. We knew this would be hard for them. We also knew we had to do it. So I know instinctively deep down in my maternal energy that this was best for them too. So they just can't see it yet, So no, he doesn't get a choice. He doesn't get a say. And, we tell him all the time, when you're on your own, go wherever you want, do whatever you want. That's called adulthood. You get, not that they're not free as children, but not in those decisions. So, anywho, it's funny, I didn't even intend for this to be about parenting, but maybe I should go into that a little bit because this is a parenting channel. Yeah, so I do think, kids that are still dependent on you, if you feel like you have to move, you have to make a change, make a big change. And you keep getting the message, you have to move, you have to move. But you let the kids' fear of that affect your decision, then you will continue to get that message thrown in your face until you do it. And you can, there was one point where I was like, okay, well, we'll just wait. He's almost 15. He's actually going to be 15 in like 2 weeks, less than. And I was like, what is it, 3 years? We can just wait. No, we just couldn't. We got to the point where we knew I'm picking up trash. So you get to watch me pick up trash. We got to the point where we knew if we didn't go now, that it was going to be harder and harder. Because then the youngest, if we waited 3 years, then the youngest is 14. And so then it was like, well, do we wait 7 years before we can do what we need to do? And that was a very restrictive energy. It felt like a prison, I think, for both of us. And, even though the marriage is very much in kind of a holding pattern right now, that's how I feel. I don't think he would disagree, but it's very much we're just kind of on pause as far as, I'm just trying to get as much of the trash as I can. As far as trying to figure out what's going on, because I don't want to know why there are plastic gloves up here. Surgical gloves. I don't want to know. So many reasons. There's just a lot of trash around us too. I'm saving the time. Yeah, so, but we were both on the same page with this. So it was the only thing actually that felt right in our life bubble together, was that this move needed to happen. And so, and as we watched everything fall into place, you know, how can you, don't ignore a path that is opening itself up to you. You know, that is every step of the way. Okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. Oh, you need a truck? Here you go. I mean, it was, you know, we bought a 42-foot RV because we have 2 kids and wanted them to have their own space. So that limits you to the 2-bedroom RVs. Yes, they exist, if you didn't know that. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, believe it or not. And so, but it was nice because it made the decision easy. It narrowed it down quite a bit when we knew we wanted to have a 2nd bedroom, and we knew we needed a certain size bed for our 14-year-old who's a giant. We made a giant. I don't know how. I mean, we're tall, 6'3" and 5'10". He's 6'5", I think 6'6", and still going. He is at the top of the door frames in the RV. But yeah, so it narrowed it down. But everything, you know, we found one close to where we lived, and it was going to be easy. And we just had a bad feeling about the salesman. You know, when you just don't, it's like they're like car salesmen. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they still have that greasy energy, that slimy energy. And we did encounter that looking for the truck as well. But we decided not to buy the one we wanted, exactly the one we wanted, and started looking online, and within about an hour, maybe 2 hours, found the exact same one 5 hours away for less. So if we had not gotten that creepy feeling from that dude, we would have paid this amount that was, when all was said and done, it was like $7-8 grand more for this first one, for the exact same fucking RV. So we decided it was worth it to drive down, even do a hotel, and buy it, and we did. So that felt easy. It felt like the universe was like, no, don't buy that one. Here's a cheaper one for you. And again, it's not all about money, but that's where we're at right now. And that was huge, okay? And then with the truck, it's like we had a Tacoma. We knew the Tacoma couldn't pull a 42-footer. Aw, poor little Tacoma. We love that thing. My husband loved that thing. And so we traded it in, looking for well, the plan was to trade it in for a 3,500. That's what he wanted. Silverado, 3,500. Because he researched, and that's what he wanted. He knew I let him handle that because I would have no idea. So, well, there are none. I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently everybody's pulling up chocks and buying an RV and hitting the road. And they are really hard to find, the trucks, to pull RVs and fifth wheels. And so I can't turn my camera on once I started recording, which is weird, but anyway, you can look at the beautiful trail and the locals go walking by. Oh. And so that is a tiny little backpack. It's adorable. Yeah, so the truck, so we find one. We were actually looking at ones where he would have settled on some things that he wanted. And then we even looked at one that had even more bells and whistles on it. But again, got that slimy feeling from the salesman, who were like literally trying to guilt us into buying it. It was really weird. it was negative energy from the get-go. And so the one that he had wanted, when he called, they said, yeah, come and look at it, like 3 days from then. He called the day before the appointment that he had to go look at it. Oh, we sold it. He was like, oh, so apparently you can put money down to go look, to have them hold a vehicle, and then you get it back if you don't buy it. It's a no, no commitment. But I didn't know that. I think he knew that. He just didn't want to do it. Yet he figured they wouldn't sell it out from under him if he had an appointment. He was wrong. Because they're, some of them. Whatever. Anyway, we didn't know what to do. We already had the RV. And we're like, well, shit. So, or we'd already bought it. I don't know that we didn't pick it up yet because we needed the truck to haul it home 5 hours away. So we're just kind of, we got the house on the market, so we're packing. The house sold in 3 weeks, which is amazing, really. But we're packing and we're kind of focusing on, okay, what can we do right now? Nothing we can do. In the meantime, he kept looking, nothing. We could have driven 10, 11 hours to get one. We just didn't want to do that. All of a sudden, that place that had the one he really wanted, that sold it out from under him, calls him. Hey, the guy who bought it returned it. And it was the exact one he wanted. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this phenomenon, but it's white. We didn't want white, but I'm telling you, the pickings are so slim. The color was the last concern on our list. So we bought the white one because, funnily enough, we have a white Highlander and our older 2 children both have white cars. So I don't know how that happened. It just happened. So interestingly, because I kind of am a conspiracy theorist at heart, because it's fun, fun in a like horrifying and, just really unsettling way as you find out what's really fucking going on. But I am immediately thinking, well, white is a very and again, white has its beautiful properties, right? I'm not slamming on white. White obviously is it's a color of purity. It's a beautiful color. But to the powers that were, and I'm talking about, the quote unquote bad guys, white would be a very neutral color, let's say. I mean, they could have gone with like the beige, but I think more people would have resisted that. But white, if you look around and look around at when you're at the stoplight, 80% of the cars are white every time. And I just kind of found it interesting because I felt like maybe it was, well, it could be there's so many facets to this agenda that they're trying to hold on to that has already failed. You guys, it's already failed. It's gone. But some things have to just kind of peter out on their own. They have to fizzle out. They have to run their course. So I don't think anybody's monitoring this anymore because it's a very small thing, but it's a cog in the wheel, right? It's a piece in the puzzle that they were trying to create of this prison matrix reality, even more of a locked down, where we were all completely dependent on them. And we have already rejected that timeline, okay? I've already seen that timeline's gone. I cannot see it at all anymore. I still do see 2 in front of us. One is a lot nicer. The other one still gets us there, but just with a few more hiccups. So y'all, please choose. Fucking choose, for God's sake, to not let your freedoms be taken away, because that's how we choose the other timeline. And none of us wants that, I promise you. None of us wants that. None of you. You don't want it, I promise you. Because it's going to entail a lot more souls checking out. There's like a list. It's like a cosmic list of the people who are like, okay, if they choose this timeline, I'm out. So, we've lost enough people, right? We've lost enough people. But anyway, so the truck, the white thing. I just feel like it's part of the agenda. I do. I legit feel like it's part of the agenda to conform us all, where you won't be able to find a vehicle of any other color but white. Very soon it'll just be a law eventually. I don't know, you can't have any other color. You can't have any racing stripes, you can't have numbers, you can't, have anything that shows individuality or freedom. Okay, that's my conspiracy theory for the day. It's a little one, yes, but it filled a hole right in the big picture. Anyway, again, that one's just kind of on autopilot right now. It's got to fizzle out. It's got to play to a certain point, and then it'll fizzle out. And then we may not see, maybe it may be hard to find white, which honestly, all the fucking white cars on the road right now, can we please get there? Because yes, I know I'm contributing 4 white vehicles just in our family, and the RV's white. So, which I'm planning on painting that, by the way. You can paint that yourself, I guess. It's not like having to have a car painted and paying thousands of dollars. But anyway, the truck then, so we go up to get it. It's exactly what he wants. They're giving us a great price. They gave us a good price on the Tacoma. Everything was great. Maybe it wasn't as easy as it could have been, but we were kind of so hyper focused that the universe had to, be the pinball machine and just kind of knock us into the right direction when we were, because he was seriously considering then settling for a truck he didn't really want, that would pull the 5th wheel fine, but not something that he had his heart set on. And so he got what he wanted, which is great. Because in this huge transition, as the mom, as the peacekeeper, right, of the family, all I want is for everybody to be as happy as possible, as comfortable as possible, as content as possible. So the truck of his dreams, great. We get an RV that has a 2nd bedroom, great. It's got a bed big enough for our giant child, great. We've ordered custom mattresses because the pads they give you are crap. Just to make life in the RV as comfortable as possible for the people who are having the hardest time. And of course, we're all transitioning, but the whole parenting thing, it's like I've really kind of not really come into my own, because I feel like I've been there for a while, but I'm really good at this parenting thing. I'm really good at it. I love my children with all my heart, as we all do. I was a very different parent 15, 20 years ago with my older 2. They're now 25 and 21, and they had a very different mom. And, I often in my head think, I should apologize for that. But, they chose it too. Nothing wrong with apologizing. I did the best I could with what I knew, with what I was given, with the level of awakening and awareness that I was at, which was negative. Negative 2. But that doesn't mean I didn't love them with everything that I was. I lived for them and never took care of myself. So they got kind of a cranky, mom versus now. I'm always like telling my younger 2, hey, you guys got the best of me. You are getting the best of me, because I have never felt more sovereign. I've never felt more in control of my own, energy, my emotions, my journey, my healing, everything. Even though there's still a lot of stuff coming, a lot of fear. If you're feeling it, there's a lot of physical health fear right now, because so many people are sick, not with the thing necessarily. The thing, first of all, they've never proven it exists. They can't isolate it. It's not real, you guys. I'm not saying people aren't getting sick. That's real. When you need a purge, your body is going to shut down. And when we resist that shutting down, because your body will be like, hey, take the day off of work today and do some self-care. When we say no, then the body gets sick. When we resist, resistance is what creates all physical discomfort, okay? Our resistance. So when you're resisting a need to slow down, a need to take care of yourself, then you're going to get sick during the purge that you're going through. And, you know, I used to be like that too. Like, no, I'm not getting sick. I'm not doing it. So it would either really knock me on my ass or it would drag on. I just couldn't get back to that 100% because I was in resistance of the purge that was going on. So anyway, just a little side note of energy forecast for you. December is going to be kind of the culmination of all that. I do feel like. More trash. Oh, no, that's a rock. I'll leave that there. Sometimes rocks look like tissues. I don't, or napkins or whatever. So yeah, energy forecast for December. Culmination on or around the 17th of this intense fear of our physical beings, of our physical bodies. And I'm not saying everybody's all of a sudden going to wake up on the 17th and be like vibrantly healthy. I'm saying something big is going to really give on or around that day. That's what I've seen. And, you know, just putting it out there. So, but this parenting thing, you know, I've never been more confident in my parenting skills, ability, I don't even know what you call, what would be the accurate term for that. The way that I parent, my parenting style. When you make a big decision that affects everybody, when the kids don't get a say, and they didn't, you have to be really open and patient and allow them to feel what they need to feel. Allow them to say things to you that maybe before would get them grounded, you know? Like, I'm allowing them to express what they need to express and to feel the way they need to feel. I'm just gonna stay here for a minute because I'm almost to the car. And that's super, super important right now. Huge right now. Parenting tip 101. Allow them to feel the feels. Allow them to express in the ways they know how. You know, my 14-year-old, he's not only going through this huge lifestyle transition, but he's also going through the personal transformation, right? At 14. Plus he's 6'6", the poor kid. You know, his best friends are half his size. So he's going through a lot at once. Did I know that when we made the decision to sell the house and move into an RV? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. And because I knew not only that he would be okay, but that this is best for the kids too in the long run. It may not be evident now or this year or even next year, but one day they will both be grateful for what we did. And who knows when that will be, but it's all good. So anyway, I guess my messages are today, you know, parenting, allow them to be human. Allow them to explore what emotions feel like and how to express them, and allow them some leniency. You know, don't be their prison warden. Be their soft place to fall. Be their mentor. Be their guide. You know, be their loving creator. You know, the people who brought them into the world. And, you know, number two, just, yeah, when the path, like, you know, we've had doubts because this is a big transition. It's huge. It's, and we knew, the good thing is I knew that no matter how ready I thought I was, that I knew that it was still going to, you know, be a profound change. And so I was ready. I was ready to be kind of knocked on my butt. And I have been. And I've had doubts. Last night I was really missing my house, which is not my house anymore. But I still, you know, I've got doubts coming up to be released. But the important thing is that at the time that we made the decision, it all fell into place. And again, don't ignore a path that opens itself up to you. Okay, that is your guide saying, hey, this is going to be easy. Go this way. It's okay. It's okay to choose the easy way sometimes. In fact, sometimes it's, sometimes there won't be any other. Like the universe will literally be the pinball machine and knock you right to the easiest path quickly. And you know that, I know that doesn't sound easy, being knocked around, but it's things like oh, well, it was the RV of our dreams, but we didn't like the salesman. You know, and should that be enough for us to not buy it? Well, for us it was. When we talked about it, we realized we both did not want to give this company our money. That was really kind of what it came down to. And so little, you know, the pinball machine knocked us away from that path. So yeah, that is and that's what I'll call it. Oh, that's what I'll call this video, is don't ignore a path that opens itself up to you. And you know, let your kids express the way they need to, as long as they're not hurting themselves or others. Let them purge, let them, you know, heal. Let them heal the way they need to heal. Everybody does it differently. Even the people that you made are not going to do it the way you do it. So have a great day. We're almost to December. And like I said, December is going to be culminating in a lot of physical health, you know, a lot of physical concerns, hopefully wrapping up, hopefully going away, hopefully being resolved, because we're learning how to heal these things energetically. Remember, everything that is a physical manifestation has an emotional core. And if you can find that emotional core and face it and heal it, then you heal the physical body. It's as simple as that. Sounds simple, right? The humanity, we have a lot of trouble with that. We have a lot of trouble wrapping our brains around that, but it's the truth. So have a great December, and I will see you all next time. Love you all.